Hello everybody, welcome back to 366 Days of Hope. My name is Pearl and I'm here to share our next topic under the umbrella of meal prepping and nutrition. We are going to be talking about roasting veggies, because roasting veggies is just another easy way of just being able to get as many of your nutrients, making sure that we don't overcook them. So we want to just kind of get them cooked so they're kind of all the way through, but not super to that point where you burnt them, right? So my favorite thing is obviously using my air fryer, and so today I've already got that done. I roasted a few vegetables. I still have a lot more vegetables to sort of roast and air fry, but I find that this has been super helpful in getting a lot of different nutrients and also mixing them up every single week, so we're not eating the same nutrients all the time, and our body definitely needs that change. So it's like really important. So maybe I'll add spinach to this one. I'm actually planning on sauteing some spinach and then adding it into the mix, so that way we can then add the roasted veggies in there as well. In terms of seasoning, you can use garlic powder, you can use onion powder, you can use different types of seasonings, but one thing you want to do is to reduce salt. So right now we're kind of on this sort of Daniel diet, if any of you guys are familiar with that. Daniel diet basically is just kind of removing a lot of your processed foods and just removing a lot of salt and oils, and just really focusing in more on just really whole foods and plant-based nutrients. We're going to use a lot of seeds, a lot of nuts in our diet for the next month. So I'm kind of excited to see kind of like how our body has changed, and I'm actually going to share with you guys kind of like where I'm at, because right now when I ended up weighing myself this morning, I was like 118, which I've never been that weight. Yes guys, I've gained so much weight because I've been eating way too much, and so we're kind of being more conscientious about like not over consuming carbohydrates, and we want to eat more complex carbohydrates. So we're gonna definitely go on more like whole foods of sweet potatoes, yams, and things like that, and taro. So I'll be introducing them a lot to my husband. My husband's not ever really cooked or used these kind of vegetables before, but I think I'm going back to my roots, because that's what I remember as a child. We just ate so many vegetables, and unfortunately with all of these, processed vegan meats, it tends to be so easy to just want to grab those, and we forget what it's like to actually eat like the leafy greens, to eat like real veggies. So we're trying to hop back onto that train and showing you guys how we're doing it in the process. So right now I've just got my vegetables roasted. I did just onions and sweet potatoes and regular yellow potatoes, and so far I just put them at 375 for just about 12 minutes in my air fryer, and then I mix it up. I only put a tiny amount of olive oil, and then I just mixed it up, and that was it, just to allow it to be soft enough but not to get to a point where it tastes like you can't bite easily through it. So it shouldn't be to a point where you feel like I can't bite or chew. It should be soft, like I can kind of squeeze it a little bit and it breaks apart pretty easily. Now there it is. It breaks apart a little bit easily, but it's not where it's super overcooked where it's mushy. Okay, so that's kind of how you want your veggie. I'm going to be adding other vegetables to this, some fresh ones, because we want to pair it with like fresh vegetables. We also want to pair it with cooked veggies. I'm going to be preparing my green bell peppers, and then I'll be adding avocado to this later with some tomatoes, and then seasoning it lightly with some salt and some other like seasonings, like maybe garlic powder or onion powder, just to kind of add a little bit more girth to it in terms of flavor. You can definitely add like turmeric to these things. You can add whatever seasonings that you have, because the thing is, flavor comes from a lot of seasonings, and you want to season your food with a lot of herbs. The more you can actually get natural herbs, the better. But if you just don't have that time, it's perfectly fine to use dried, guys. It's, you know, like you want to give your body as many nutrients as possible. Now, if you guys are wondering about what the Daniel diet is, it's actually pretty simple. One of the big things I like to do is I like to write everything down. I like write, and this is something I would say for anybody who wants to try to do the Daniel diet. Write it out for yourself, because when you write it out, it reconfirms for you what it is that you're planning on doing, and it gives you kind of guidelines. I gave myself some parameters of what I'm trying to limit and what I can and can't have, and that's helping me go, okay, I can have this, but I'm going to limit how much of it I can have. Because oftentimes what will happen is like you say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on to this, you know, whatever diet it might be, or whatever nutritional changes or lifestyle changes, but then you don't set parameters for yourself, and before you know it, you've already broken it. So setting those kind of boundaries for yourself kind of helps guide you on like the principles. So for me, I said, you know what, I can have oil, but I'm going to have just, you know, a teaspoon of oil just to add it to things if I'm going to roast it, like today. And then, or I'll have a pinch of salt, because salt is actually really important. You don't want to like overly limit or remove everything out of your diet, mainly because your body actually requires and needs it to function. Like salt is actually really important. It needs to go into the cell to help rehydrate your cells. It's what pulls in water into the cell. So if you don't have salt, literally that door isn't opening for water to get in. So you need to make sure that you have proper sodium levels, but you want to make sure that the sodium that you're getting is one that has multiple minerals in it, like Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. But either way, you just want to make sure it's a very high nutrient filled salt. Even if you're getting it like sea salt that's raw. When I was in Korea, they actually have salt mines there, and they would get the salt right there in I think Jeonju, in an area called Jeonju, I believe. And so you would get salt within, you know, that region, which is awesome, because then you know that that has a lot of nutrients in it. And just make sure it's not your normal table salt, because that only has one nutrient in it, which is iodine, and it's canceled out all the other ones. You want to make sure that it has all the others, because those are so essential for your body. Remember, the ground, the soil has a lot of nutrients in it, and all those nutrients get absorbed into our plants, and our plants then transfer them to us when we eat it. So we want to have as many nutrients in our system so that they can function at a cellular level and help our body maintain its immunity against whatever comes our way. Because remember, the health of the gut is the health of our body. So guys, I'm going to leave you with that. With that said, may you live, thrive, and be healthy. Take care. Bye.